with Othmark. This is my Ophiuchus Scorpio presentation on potentially theories, ideas, incorporating Ophiuchus into our horoscopes, our astrology. I'm no way telling you that you need to do this or this is how it should be done. This is just me using information that I've gathered or knowledge I've gathered and what to do about a 13th sign. So there is an issue, obviously, that, figuring out 13 signs kind of like messes up all the calculating or the, because, you got 29 degrees and it kind of like worked out perfectly for a lot of people. Or maybe we could do 28 degrees. Or, there's other ideas I have, maybe turning it into a 3D potential. But there's obviously something we got to figure out if we're going to add Ophiuchus. Ophiuchus pretty much been around for thousands of years. It didn't just magically appear in the sky. It wasn't consumed like some people have said. I've seen comments saying, I thought Ophiuchus was consumed by a black hole or something. And it's like, until it's actually gone, you can't just assume that, right? It's still up there. And if you go look in the sky, it's still there. It didn't go anywhere. The stars are still there. So I have a theory that they were like, let's just throw out Ophiuchus because it had to do with medicinal properties. And there's a lot of, if you go back to the BC age of Aries or Taurus or any of those long time ago BCE periods, when the age of Pisces came about, the medicinal properties weren't 100%, right? Obviously, they didn't know how to heal every little thing, so religion was like more apparent during the age of Pisces. And if you go look up age of Pisces, religion is pretty much one of the main traits of Pisces. So let's just get rid of Ophiuchus because it had to do with medicinal. Let's rely more on God or religion or the idea of what they believe to be the truth or God's word or whatever. So they're just like, and it made it simpler and easier for everybody because now you can just have key dates and regardless of where they are, actually, it'll be somewhat close enough, good enough. So this is a reference to the Orion Wars, Scorpio, Ophiuchus, and Taurus. As you can see in this image, there was some potential underworld or dark, with the association with Pluto, some like in the Emerald Tablets when he went to the dark, the dweller, the seven and masters. There was information and knowledge and wisdom potentially, whether it's good or bad. That's when you're thinking about God, Omega, Alpha. He's everything, or she, or it is everything. So it includes everything, not just the liar and the good. It's everything. Okay. There is confusing information. Okay. Scorpio is a fixed sign. Potentially references a negative sign associated with Mars, but then Pluto. It also can be associated with a snake, an eagle. Okay. And it also has to do with Greek gods or other gods, Roman, Egyptian. So there's a message associated with Ophiuchus and the Scorpio. You see it in everywhere on your daily lives. Okay, there's some images: the eagle, the snake, the medical symbols, the rod. All right. So when you look up at the Ophiuchus and Scorpio, look at how close they are. It looks like a giant scorpion, a giant snake, and a giant all like trying to reach for the crown up there. You see it? So this giant is getting stinged in the foot, one foot, trying to step on the scorpion with the other foot while it's trying to go for the crown. The snake, he's grabbing, keeping it from the crown. Could be a chakra reference. Okay. There's a lot of religious, associations. There's a lot of dragon, devil, snake, serpent-bearer. A lot of stuff from all across the world, from all cultures, religions, and stuff that tie all of this together. Egypt down here, Samaria, Asia with their dragons. Traits of Ophiuchus. So, if it's going to be a sign that we can incorporate, there's a lot of Scorpio relations. So, a lot of similarities between Scorpio and Ophiuchus, because remember, they just cut Ophiuchus out and just said Scorpius is good enough because it's the same general area in the sky. If you look at the galactic center, the Milky Way, the galactic plane, which is just our galaxy ridge or barrier or edge or border, whatever you want to believe. So we have an ecliptic, we've got the Orion, which is on the far side of the galactic center, which lines up with Ophiuchus. The Golden Gate is right there with Scorpio, Ophiuchus. Okay? So, there is definitely some major connection there that we can potentially. I think that's why we have the holidays during this time. You know, some people want to be like, "Oh, I can't stand Thanksgiving because it had to do with massacre of Native Americans." Well, it doesn't now. Now it has to do with everybody getting together, families getting together, and sharing a meal. So let go of the past and look into the positives. Okay, because the past is where the past belongs in the past. Do you want to live in the past or do you want to live in the present moment? Do you want to go towards the future or do you want to keep looking in the rearview mirror? Ophiuchus and Scorpio are also symbolic in our Egypt, Assyrian, Sumerian conflicts, trade routes, migration paths, religious connections. So as above, so below, wrestling with the poisonous creatures while trying to survive, which also potentially could be used for healing, medicinal things, or teaching what to be cautious of, teaching on how to deal with delicate, dangerous things. As above, so below, once again. So the main battles in human galactic history, obviously, a lot of consideration into Orion. But I contend that there's also Pleiadian wars and Ophiuchus wars. If you go to NASA, and they'll show you that in Ophiuchus, they're seeing that a star exploded or black holes opened up, which is from a star exploding, massive one. And what we perceive in the sky happened a long time ago because it takes a long time for the light or for what we see that far away, we're actually looking at the past when we look at it. We're not looking at the present moment in Ophiuchus. We're looking at what happened because the time it takes for the light to get travel to us is a long thousands of years, hundreds of thousands of years, millions of years potentially, depending how far it is. So you're actually, when you look up at the stars, you're looking into the past. So that may be why a lot of people are like, oh, well, Ophiuchus was consumed by a black hole. And I contend that we don't know enough about black holes to say that is exactly what could have happened or what would have happened. Okay? And if that was the case, because this is, if you ever seen Lucy, the movie, at the end when she looks into the galaxy or the cosmos, and she goes into the in between of 3D, 4D, 5D stuff, you see that there are black holes that portal to other stars or vice versa. They're like wormholes, or so I tend to believe that inside a black hole is on the other side is a star because it bends time and space, right? So if it bends time and space because of the way gravity works, and it condenses matter, um, it could be a star, depending on how small or big it is. It also could be another galaxy, a center of another galaxy. So it could just portal to another galaxy. Or, these are just theories. I don't know for sure, right? Nobody really knows. People theorize and claim they know, but they don't really know. Even the experts will tell you, we don't really truly know. So, but mind control software, psychotronic warfare, victimizers, dominators, resistance, opposers. What you're seeing right now is a transition from an age of Pisces to the age of Aquarius. I contend that whenever we have a transition from one age to another, there's going to need to be a conflict with letting go of the past and moving into the new age. And it won't be like magically over a small period of time. It'll be over long periods of time that these conflicts and characteristics of humanity will last. Okay, so let's move back to Ophiuchus and how to incorporate it. So here's one. I got this image. I don't necessarily believe that the actual true zodiac is this. This is what some people say. I've seen others that have different dates by a day or two for each sign. And then how do you do the degrees, right? How do you incorporate that? Some say there's only 28 degrees now. So I still have a 3D theory model I would like to present, but I don't have the resources or finances to do that right now. But I will. I don't know when, but when I do, I'll let you know. And I will present you a 3D model of a 13th sign incorporation. How can we do a 3D model instead of a 2D model? Because, we got to think about how old our astrology is. And that's also letting go of the age of Pisces thing, right? Our astrology and horoscope was done on 2D. It was written down on a piece of paper into a 2D way of thinking. Very simple and linear. But we live in a 3D realm. And we can do 3D stuff with our computers and stuff now, or modeling. It doesn't have to be so simple because when they were doing this in the age of Pisces or Aries or whatever, they had to be able to potentially teach others or share the wisdom. And you couldn't just look up at the sky whenever you want, right? Because it had to be during the night. And you had to have the right, really extremely rare and expensive, I would imagine, in those times, telescope or some way of looking and seeing things, right? So it wasn't simple. It wasn't easy for them to do this kind of stuff. So this is what they came up with, and now we're have to go. Wait, hold on. There's a 13th sign that we align to. As you can see here on this website, the days don't necessarily always line up with people's ideas of what the dates would be for the signs. And then if you go to the actual degrees and where we are, like NASA science, right? With the actual sun's entry into each zodiacal constellation corresponding elliptic longitude. There's a longitude of degrees, right? Where it lines up with each constellation. If you look at here on a Scorpius, we only spend 7 days in Scorpius, according to this information, with using our high-power telescopes and calculations. Scientific experts telling you only 7 days in Scorpius. And then you look at here at Ophiuchus, November 30th is the 18th. What, 19 days? Well, it's not 28 days. So once again, this is just a symbol of the age of Pisces. It's hard to let go of age of Pisces. Oh, well, we got to be able to evenly distribute it. No, dude. Look in the sky and see the actual science behind it. Oh, we're actually only 7 days in Scorpius, 19 days in Ophiuchus. Simple. And then roughly a month, about 30 days in each other sign. So it's only this period where we have this little discrepancy. And according to this, I'm a Gemini, not a Cancer. Okay? But anyways. See, look. Gemini, June 21st through July 20th. So you Geminis, you might actually be a Taurus. You Tauruses, you might actually be an Aries. You're Aries, you might actually be a Pisces. Yeah, Pisces, you might actually be an Aquarius. Aquarius, you might be a Capricorn. Capricorn, you might be Sagittarius. Okay? Libra, you might be a Virgo. Virgo, you might be a Leo. Leo, you might be a Cancer. So, there you go. That figures that. Now what I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you what the real truth is here. Okay, this is right now at this very moment where everything is. This is a wonderful program. I love this program. Solar System Scope. Alright, so I'm going to go to settings. I'm going to go down here to constellations. I'm going to turn it on. Click OK. We're going to go Aquarius, Pisces, Libra. Here it is. Ophiuchus. Okay, look. You see that? You see that? There's the foot. The other leg supposedly comes down here on Scorpio. But if we're going to go according to the stars, if you look at the plane here, we go through these 3 stars of Ophiuchus, or 2, no, about 3, and these 3 of Scorpio. So 3 and 3. Here's Ophiuchus. So when we enter Ophiuchus, which is right now, on November 22nd, right? Correction, November. So tomorrow, on Tuesday, we will go into Ophiuchus officially. But we're like right there, okay? No, we'll be entering Scorpio, it says. Oh, because of the sun. Is that what do we do the planet, Earth, sun? It says sun enters. So we are entering sun enters Scorpio. Sorry. So 7 days. It says as of November 30th. will be in Ophiuchus. Okay, I see how this works. But why do they make the decision that it's Ophiuchus when Ophiuchus stars way up here and Scorpio stars way down here? Turn this sound down. Um, Geez, sorry guys. Loud. I'm all yelling. Let's go to another song. Okay, so look at that. Okay, look at the distance. We'll go center right here. Look how much closer we are to Scorpius than Ophiuchus. So why not still be in Scorpius? Okay, let's go another day. Let's go to like December 5th. Where are we at? We're still like, look how far. I mean, we're getting, I say December 4th or 5th, we're getting pretty close to an even split between Ophiuchus and Scorpius here. Maybe on the 6th or 7th? Let's go 7th. Where are we at? Right about here. Okay, so like that weekend, the 6th or 7th, is when we actually transfer. So from the 5th to the 7th is where we transfer from our Scorpio to Ophiuchus, in my eyes, in my perception. Now, NASA or scientists, whatever they want, I don't know how they're calculating or what they're thinking or considering. But from what I'm seeing, this is when we enter Ophiuchus. Alright, so when do we leave Ophiuchus? Well, here's Sagittarius, so our next star is right here. And we're still, I say we're still in Ophiuchus on the 15th of December. Let's go to the 19th. So okay, so it's going to be around maybe the 16th? No, not quite. 17th? No, 18th? 18th. I'd say about the 18th is when we get to Sagittarius. 18th or 19th, somewhere around there. That's 1 in the morning, so maybe let's go to, I don't know, 8 in the morning, 9 in the morning my time. Yeah, so that morning on the 18th, we'll get into Sagittarius. Okay? Now, look how close it is. But what we want to do is draw a line, imaginary line going up and down from the center of the sun and Earth, the straight line. You see what I'm saying? So when do we leave Sagittarius? You see, I'm just showing you an example that nobody knows exactly here because we're still in Sagittarius for quite a while. We don't get into Capricorn until when? 15th? Like Sagittarius is a massive constellation in our. You see how it runs this way for a long period of time? Look at that. We're still maybe the 17th. Oh, getting closer. 18th, 19th. Yeah, somewhere around there because now we've left. So I'd say around the 18th, 19th. I'll say 19th is when we were right in between. Maybe even the 20th. Let's go to the 21st. Yeah, that 21st is pretty much Capricorn at that point because of how far you are from Sagittarius and how close to Capricorn you are. I'd say around the 20th is when Capricorn starts. So you see, our horoscopes, our astrology is not legitimate to what we see in our system, our galaxy, okay? This is all just human perception. It's just our perception of, oh, well, this is what we think and feel, so this is what we do. It's not based off of the reality we live in. It's based off of our perception, not the reality, okay, people? So, I'm not knocking astrologers. They're cool. They're good people. They're trying to help. They're not bad people. But they're not doing the real work that needs to be done. They're trying, but their perception is based off of once again, this is my opinion, okay? live life how you choose to live it. If you want to live your life, with your in a cave, you can. If you want to live your life walking around like your Native Americans did, you know, outside, traveling around, not living in a cave all the time, then the freaking European horoscope astrology is not very accurate. It's just a perception, folks. It's an age of Pisces perception. It's an illusion that is based off of a reality. So it's like looking through in the water. When you dive deep to the bottom to try to grab your lost keys or whatever, sometimes you miss. You're like, oh, because you can't see clearly underwater. Age of Pisces, Age of Aquarius. You can see clearly in Age of Aquarius, and I'm showing you how you can see. Okay, so that was my presentation of Ophiuchus and Scorpio. What to do about it? What to consider? It's up to you. You live life how you want to live life. If you want to live your life with the perception of Age of Pisces, fine, whatever. I don't care. I'm not going to. Now, I may play along and correspond with you on these ages or these birth dates for the time being, like when I do my readings. I don't do an Ophiuchus reading. For the time being, I'm, doing readings because I'm trying to help people who have those perceptions, right? Who are under the perception of Age of Pisces. And I'm helping them deal with the 5 aspects of themselves. Now you can disagree or agree with me. You say you should live how you feel or think. Well, how I feel and think is to try to go to where people are, see things how they see things, and then maybe try to help them understand. Maybe you can change your perception a little bit. It's a slow process. It's a transition, which reminds me of this image. Okay, to me, this image is showing you an Anunnaki who has made the transition into the highest self with the attachment of the serpent. What he has done is he's transitioned the serpent into a white serpent, instead of a dark or black or green serpent, into a white serpent. And himself as well is glowing. He is transcended to a higher realm of existence, higher density, higher, whatever you want to call it, and he brought the snake with him. Now he is a serpent-bearer in the highest densities that he can possibly reach at the time. So there are those Anunnakis who have done this. Not all of them have. Some of them have. Some of them went the other way, went down to the darkest depths. And they're your demons, your scary movies with, the whatever what is that movie with the famous Catholic, with the nun and stuff, possessions and stuff. Some Anunnaki have gone down that way with their power or what their decision. Some just decide to live with us and reincarnate with us and be human now. It's just that you can't limit your perspective off of what your Age of Pisces experts are necessarily corresponding to you from a different age, under the age of Pisces reflecting. So, in other words, what I'm trying to say is, over the last 100 years, there's a lot of figuring out, digging up, understanding old ancient cultures, and that started in the Age of Pisces perception, and we're just now getting to a true fixing of perceptions or aligning perceptions to the reality we actually live in, instead of the delusional deep water, not seeing things clearly. You see it, but it's not clear. It's a little distorted. So, but luckily, you can see it happening. If you pay attention, you'll see the actual rising up out of the water into the air, Aquarius, and seeing clearly. Okay, and that's going to do it for this video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.